Trancers, aka Future Cop from 1983, is possibly the best film ever made by director Charles Band. The premise of this one is that a cop by the name of Jack Deth is sent back from LA of the distant future, aka Angel City, to the LA of the present being 1985. Lucky for Jack Deth, they didn't send him back to the LA of 2025. That would have been quite shocking for the lawmaker. But I digress. The reason for this, for Jack Deth going back in time, is that a bad guy called Whistler has travelled back in time to kill the 1985 ancestors of the founding fathers and mother of Angel City. And the time travel in this movie is a little different to other films like The Time Machine, Back to the Future, or even Peggy Sue Got Married. In this one, time travellers go back to occupy the consciousness of their ancestor. So a slight bit of originality with this film. Whistler, the villain, jumps into the body of his police detective ancestor, and Jack Deth finds himself in the body of a predatory ancestor called Phil, who's just picked up a very young Helen Hunt, and Helen Hunt's much younger than Jack Deth or Phil, but nevertheless they've just had a one-night stand. But there's more for Jack Deth to deal with than Whistler and preventing the murder of ancestors of John Connor. I mean, the founding fathers of Angel City. Whistler also has a bunch of murderous, semi-autonomous zombies called Trancers under his control. So these are made by using various mind control methods on low IQ people, or as Jack Deth calls them, squids in the movie. I guess because squids have bodies full of meat but heads full of shit. You know, the sort of people that enjoyed stuff like 2.5 Men back in the day. So basically it's up to Jack Deth and Helen Hunt to save the ancestors, dodge Trancers, and stop Whistler before he alters the future forever. Now, I don't think I'm alone in thinking that this is a great movie. I never did say that it was original. I mean, the mother of this movie is Bladerunner, of course, and if you did a paternity test, it could go either way between Back to the Future and The Terminator before you figured out who the deadbeat dad to this film was. The director, Charles Band, is most known as the head honcho of Full Moon Pictures and as the creative force behind the Puppet Master series, Demonic Toys, and, of course, The Ginger Dead Man. So quite a prolific filmmaker over the decades, Mr. Charlie Band. And Trancers itself is good futuristic fun. Comedian Tim Thomason's great as Jack Deth, and Helen Hunt also stands out as his sidekick / love interest. And the production values and set design are really cool for such a low-budget feature. Quite impressive, to say the least. I especially liked all the Blade Runner aesthetics of Angel City early on, and the flooded Los Angeles being explored by Jack Deth early on in the film was pretty cool as well. A lot of great use of miniatures in this scene. And this movie was released as Trancers in the United States, and many of you will know it as Trancers, but we knew it as Future Cop here in Australia, and I believe they did in the UK as well. So Future Cop was a huge home video release when I was a kid, and I still have my ex-rental copy with the hologram cover, which amazed me as a young whippersnapper. I couldn't figure out how it worked, being so young and melon-headed at the time. And Future Cop is easily my favourite Charles Band film, and it's aged surprisingly well. So it's a movie you can revisit time and time again. The tagline for it, of course, was, "Jack Deth is back, and he's never even been here before," which was always confusing, but effective in getting people to see the film. So Future Cop, also known as Trancers, would make a great double bill with Dead Heat from 1988, starring Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo. They'd both be a very satisfying little movie double. And if you're after a treat to enjoy with this one, I reckon some donuts and a coffee with real milk, none of that soy crap, as Jack Deth would say, would go nicely. So that's 1984's Future Cop, also known as Trancers, but it'll always be Future Cop to me.